podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The first thing that struck me was the daylight, blazing sun coming through giant windows. Not the kind of thing you expect in the heart of a dungeon. The workshop was like an artist's studio, with 30-foot ceilings and industrial lighting, polished stone floors, and workbenches along with windows. A spiral staircase led up to a second-story loft. Half a dozen easels displayed hand-drawn diagrams for buildings and machines that looked like Leonardo da Vinci sketches. Several laptop computers were scattered around the tables. Glass jars of green oil, Greek fire, lined one shelf. There were inventions, too. Weird metal machines I couldn't make sense of. One was a bronze chair with a bunch of electrical wires attached to it, like some kind of torture device. In another corner stood a giant metal egg about the size of a man. There was a grandfather clock that appeared to be made entirely of glass, so you could see all the gears turning. And hanging on the wall were several sets of bronze and silver wings.
Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Raye from Cabin 12.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13.
And I'm Owen, unclaimed, so, hanging in 11.
Excellent.
We stan our first unclaimed guest.
Indecisive king.
It means thinking too deeply about myself. I just can't be bothered. I just don't want to, can't do with that.
You just no.
Introspection, my enemy.
I'm not gonna, just not gonna think about myself. That's a lot. Instead, you're gonna talk about the weird magic system that is the Riordanverse, and nothing else.
Yeah, because it's fun.
Anyway, if you didn't know, that's what Owen's podcast is. That's what Through the Mist is. That's what he does.
That is what I do. That is what I do. Talk
Instead
about the law and how it all works. That's the line.
Instead of all of us rereading the series 500 times over, you're just now I'm gonna talk about the lore and get really weird with it.
That slaps.
Yeah, it gets weird with it sometimes.
That's because the world building here is bizarre, and you just have to not worry about it sometimes, unless you start worrying about it too much, which then you start making a podcast about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You have no time for self-introspection. You can only think about this weird world and what the heck is going on, because
I've got
what is going on.
And the fact that there are 5 different creation stories.
Yeah.
Only 5?
Yeah. I have an answer for that one though, so that's great.
That's a tease for
Owen
Owen's
has all the
podcast,
answers.
everyone. Get up in there. So, since you're here now, you want to tell our people your pronouns and Percy Jackson lore of yourself, your history?
The Owen law.
Yeah.
The
Owen law is I go by he, him, and the other thing I really like is trains, and that's all you really need to know about me.
Good.
But how did you come to these books?
How did I come to these books? Is the question
we needed.
I came to these books because of my mum.
Aww.
She was like, I need you to read. I realized this quite a while ago. She's like, I need you to read more things. I want you to read more things. So she was trying to find a book series for me to like. And Rick was doing a tour around Britain. Came to near my hometown, and my mum was a teacher at the time, so she went along because of reasons I can't really remember why. And got a book copy there, and then I fell in love with it. So there we go.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, Rick Riordan books, bringing us all together. I don't know what my thought was there. Anyway.
It's kind of amazing. I don't know. I was an ADHD kid who hated reading for the longest time. And then I realized that books could be good. And then I never stopped hyper-focusing on them for years and years. That there were books out there that were easy to focus on and read, because they were actually interesting to my personal sensibilities, like Animorphs and Percy Jackson.
That's all you need is Animorphs and Percy Jackson. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Alrighty. Well, Raye, tell us what we read this week.
Oh, yeah.
In this chapter.
This
is the title correct?
I think maybe not, because these wings seem pretty new to me, but I don't know if he's been, like, testing them out or whatever. They're not the same wings, okay? So jot that the fuck down.
Yeah, that was gonna be exactly what I was thinking too. It's like, those are not slightly used. Those are brand new spankin' wings.
Yeah. Whatever. It's close enough. I like to call this chapter the chapter in which Annabeth was wrong. So.
Oh my goodness.
In this one.
That's right. Is this that's our new segment, right? Is renaming the chapter.
You fucking know it, dude.
I'll come up with an answer eventually. Okay, continue.
Good. Alright, Annabeth continues to be salty about following Rachel's lead, but she does it anyways, because she's not dumb. Ethan pieces out, because he's too busy being edgy to hang. Rachel tells Percy that she's sorry that she almost got him killed and stuff, and Percy's like, don't worry about it, I'm usually about to die, because he is dumb. Kronos taunts Percy for playing directly into his hands, blah 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 blah, we know this fucking drill. And then Percy dreams about Grover and Tyson almost getting eaten by a giant snake. So that's cool. And then the labyrinth starts collapsing, so we have to run for a little bit, and we finally get to see Daedalus's cool, futuristic workshop. The exact opposite of what Annabeth thought it would be. Haha. Fucking got her. Anyways. And it turns out that Daedalus was Quintus all along. We are all very surprised by this surprising revelation.
Oh my goodness, what a revelation.
I was very surprised at this first time reading.
I had forgotten when we started the book, and then I remembered, like, a couple chapters in, so...
Yep, I remember that. When you were like, wait, is this thing? And I was like, yes.
Daedalus already gave Luke the string. We're too late. He thought that our team was gonna lose the war anyways, and this way he gets some sweet perks out of it. Except, no he doesn't! Turns out that Minos double-crossed fucking everybody, and now there's some monsters here with Nico. But luckily, there's some sweet-ass wings, and they're just sitting there, so our new crew of 4, that's Rachel, Annabeth, Percy, and Nico, defenestrate themselves and fly off into the distance.
My god!
There's a lot of running at the end of chapters. You ever notice that?
There's so much defenestration in this book, actually. Like, this is what, the third time that someone's jumped out a window?
I don't actually know if it counts as defenestration if you jump instead of being tossed, but, you know, it's a fun word to say, so...
No, I think I'm just gonna keep it. I think that should be the new name for the book. Percy Jackson and the Defenestration. New name for the book, not even the chapter, just rename the book.
Yeah.
Because there's no battle. Where's the fucking battle? We haven't even gotten to it. And we're, like, how close to done with this book?
We've had a couple battles in a labyrinth, you know. I'm sure one of those.
You haven't had the titular battle yet.
I think this book is false advertising with the name, personally. I think it should be the running through the labyrinth. Maybe that instead, if you want to keep the labyrinth in there, because
Percy and being in the labyrinth sometimes.
That's what it is, you know? Okay, my dudes, let us get to our myth section. I've been putting this one off for a while, and goodness, this chapter has, like, nothing new in it. So, in case you missed it, we're gonna talk about Minos, finally. This jackass. Let's get into it. So yeah, he's that king of Crete. He's that one.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Son of Zeus. I feel like that's, like, not been brought up at all in this book, the fact that he is a son of Zeus.
Yeah, I did not even know
dead,
that.
so it doesn't matter.
I mean, I know he's dead, but I'm just like, that could have been something that, like, he lorded over everyone else. Like, I'm a son of, like, the king of the gods. That's why I'm so cool. Like, you're just Poseidon, you're just Hades. Fuck off. And then, his mom is Europa. That one who, like, she's on top. Is it a bull or a cow? I've forgotten at this point. Where she's, like, running.
Bull.
Yeah. Okay.
Would have to be a bull, I think.
Listen, my brain is so fried right now. Yeah. Where she's carried off by the bull. All across Europe. Ha, ha. That's where we get Europe from.
I see.
Did you know that? Yeah.
I didn't actually know that. Huh.
Neither did I, and I live there. So.
Owen, you know nothing.
It's true. People think I know lots, but I don't. I know nothing.
I mean, your podcast is a lot of extrapolation, so, yeah.
Yeah.
You just kind of like, I think this thing because this thing. There we go. There we go.
Exactly.
Owen is actually, Charlie Day, but so am I.
God.
With the murder board and everything. I figured it out.
The number of times Robert has posted that meme for specifically me doing something dumb it's
Exactly.
multiple times,
Beautiful.
Good. That's because that is you, in a nutshell. Okay, this is interesting. So, people have, like, misrepresented Minos' name to mean king, which apparently it probably doesn't.
Oh.
Okay, cool. What does his name mean? Good fucking question. It's
a name, it doesn't have to mean anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Minoan is the language, like, linear A? Yes? That's the one that we don't know what things mean. So, kind of hard to tell. Oh, okay. He's referenced in the Iliad and the Odyssey. I did not know that. Interesting.
Hey, there's a picture here. Is he the guy who's getting his dick bit by a snake?
That is a good freaking question. I don't think so. Okay, it says Minos at the right? So
that's the most prominent figure I see on the right. The guy with donkey ears who's getting his dick bit.
Yeah, but somebody else in mythology has donkey ears. So why is that?
No.
Why would that be Minos? I have questions about this portrait, and I don't like it in general because it's really creepy looking. Okay. Oh, right. He also has two brothers. Rhadamanthus and Sarpedon. Cool. And we have a few different representations of Minos as being either a good king or a tyrant. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, the Athenians thought of him as evil, which makes sense seeing as he was like, hey, give me, like, 7 boys and 7 girls from Athens, and I'm gonna sacrifice them to my stepson the bull.
Right. Generally perceived as a dick move.
Yeah. But then he's also, like, held in high esteem by the Olympians, which is why he becomes one of the judges of the dead after he dies.
Right.
Which makes sense why Daedalus really wanted to avoid dying. Because who's gonna judge you?
It is one of the reasons they give.
Yeah, exactly.
It is one of the reasons they give in the book.
Yeah. Who's gonna judge you when you get down there? The guy who hates your guts.
I love it when Rick can, like, work stuff like that together. You know, stuff from his own narrative and stuff from the real mythology and, like, make like, so much sense. He does a good job at that sometimes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, we already know that he was killed by, it's either by Daedalus or King Cock, or the king's daughters. Either way, they killed him with boiling water, technically, in the myth.
It is the daughters in the book.
It is
yes,
the daughters.
It's the daughters.
Yeah. In the mythology, there's a couple different tellings. You know, regional differences.
Word of mouth, it happens.
Yeah.
We try. We're this whole mythology thing is trying to define a single narrative to a load of people's stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Across quite a large area.
And you know, some retellings work. You gotta characterize the characters in a certain way. Be like, this is why they would do that thing. So
yeah. But also, according to Rick, all of them exist at once. But we'll move on.
Yeah. According to Rick, also Theseus died as, like, a teenager, even though he had, like, multiple children with multiple people.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And his children were, like, adults when he died. I have problems with that, but I get it. Okay, interesting that they actually sent Minos' remains back to Crete, and he's placed in a sarcophagus. Interesting. I feel like that's historically inaccurate because Greece didn't have sarcophagi, did they?
I don't know. Who knows? It's a good place to put a body. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but we always see them having like the funeral things in these books where they just burn the shrouds.
Right.
So I'm like, did they even have sarcophagi?
Yeah, but if you think about how it's based off, the Minoans
that's true.
aren't really even Greek in our concept of Greek. So
right.
Yeah.
Who knows what they did?
This is fair. I'm pretty sure my friend Taylor went off about this in an early chapter. About why is Kronos in a sarcophagus? They didn't even have those, and she's a history teacher, so I do kind of trust her. Okay.
Oh, I have no evidence in the contrary. Just to be clear,
right? I have to talk about this dick-biting portrait because
why?
Because it's the funniest fucking shit I've ever heard. I've actually seen this story before on Tumblr. Now that I've read it. Anyways,
do we have something about it? It's an art down here.
It's the Last Judgment in the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo.
Oh my god.
Anyways, there was this politician who was like, you can't put dicks on the Sistine Chapel. That belongs in like a tawny bathhouse, not in a place of God. And Michelangelo was like, oh yeah, we'll check this out. And then he drew Minos with that guy's face, specifically. That's the face of some politician, with donkey ears to show that he's stupid, and with his dick being bit, so that you can't see his genitals, just like he wanted. And the guy tried to get him to take it down, but the Pope was like, your jurisdiction does not extend to hell, so you have no control over this. So I just wanted to tell you that because it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, this is great. I just wish it wasn't like quote unquote Minos. It's just that guy to me. Then it's just that guy, and I don't want to think about that as Minos. As much as he deserves to get his dick bitten by a snake.
Yeah. It's Biagio is the guy, so that's who that is for you.
Or is the snake supposed to be the penis? No.
Nice.
I mean, now it is. Now the snake is the penis. There you go.
Very good. Anyways,
yeah.
Minos.
I feel like what I need to talk about here is the shit that he caused with Pasiphae and Poseidon and all of that bullcrap. Literally bullcrap. So he justifies this Wikipedia is like, he justifies his ascension as king and prayed to Poseidon for a sign. Okay, Poseidon sends the white bull, and Minos is like, oh my god, this is the greatest bull ever, I'll sacrifice it to Poseidon. No, actually, it's too beautiful. I'm gonna use a different, crappier bull, because I want to keep this one. It's too beautiful. And that's how you anger a god!
Yeah, that's a fucking mistake, my dude.
And that is why Pasiphae is made to fall in love with the bull. Because Minos was given a gift by a god that he chose not to sacrifice to that god.
Poseidon was like, here's your instruction list. 1, I give you bull. 2, you sacrifice said bull. That's it. That's all you've got to do, my guy.
All he had to do.
And then
2-step process.
Minos is like, I like step 1, and I like step 1 so much, I'm not going to do step 2.
Yeah. So Poseidon makes Pasiphae fall in love with the bull, and Pasiphae makes her fursuit. She has Daedalus, commission her fursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Our guy.
Yeah, our wonderful guy. He supports the furries, and it's cool. Okay. Do you have something about why...
Okay, sorry.
Yes?
What would Pasiphae's persona be then? Like, what is
it's a
Pasiphae
cow,
called?
obviously.
But what? Are they renaming themselves as a cow? Or they just...
Listen, I don't know enough about furries.
How deep are they going?
I don't know how deep this goes. I'm not that into this stuff. I just know that the outfits look very cool and hard to make and hard to wear. I don't know how you name a furry.
Neither do I. I'm just sure that there is a process.
Furry community, if you listen to this podcast, please name Pasiphae's persona for us.
Original OC, do not steal.
I need to know what it looks like. I need to know its name. I do hate that it is technically like a wooden cow suit, and I'm like, no, I want it to be like an actual fursuit and be comfortable, because that sounds terrible. Daedalus, you're supposed to be smart. Don't make a wooden cow suit.
I need to stop trying to picture how this is working. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
I really need to stop.
Don't think about it.
My brain's going all the way to the final step, and I don't want to go that far.
Yeah, it's always a mistake.
Last thing I really want to talk about here is the stupidness of why we have the Athens sacrificing people to the Minotaur. So one of Minos' sons, Androgeus, love that name. You gotta like add another letter, make it androgynous. Anyway, he won a bunch of games hosted by Theseus's stepdad, Aegeus, that guy.
Or his dad.
His dad.
Is confusing.
Theseus is very confusing. The king of Athens, that guy. And then the contestants were just like jealous of Androgeus and kills him, and that's why Minos declares war on Athens.
I mean, it's a valid reason to declare war, to be fair. To be fair to Minos, it's like...
It's fair, but son. It's just like, what?
You collectively killed my son, so I'm gonna kill you as a collective.
I feel like there are different versions of this, and like, how his son was killed, but I'm pretty sure his son is always, like, killed, and that's why...
I feel like there are dumber reasons for war starting in the world. I am fully on board with Minos as starting the war.
Okay, sometimes he's killed by the Marathonian bull, which is actually technically the same fucking bull. Oh my god, it's the bull. I want that. I think that's the version that I would go with personally.
Yeah,
is
poetic.
That it's once again this fucking bull out to ruin Minos' life, and he deserves it. Actually,
someone did steal it, didn't they?
It was, Heracles had to capture it, but then I think he, either he set it free or it ran off, and then it went to Marathon, and then Theseus kills it, I think. Something weird like that. Because it's in Crete, and then Heracles has it, and then Theseus kills it. I know that's kind of how the story goes. It's a lot. Yeah. So, I hate Minos. I don't know if that's just because of Percy Jackson or just because I'm like, this guy just seems like a dick.
I'm generally against sacrificing virgins too.
Yeah, sacrificing children. Wait, virgins. Now I'm thinking of that Librarians episode we had to watch.
Yeah, we for our bonus show we did a fun Labyrinth episode, and their version of virgins was the young and inexperienced, so they were just sacrificing interns. It's
yeah. The modern version of virgin is actually the intern, and that's
good. That's good.
It's so good.
I enjoy that.
That is my plug for our bonus show.
If you join our Patreon, blah 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 blah, plug.
Links below.
It's good shit. I love the Librarians. Yeah. So let's get into this chapter. I'm done talking about Minos, until we have to talk about him again. Okay.
Oh boy,
so,
Percy time.
I mean, it's Percy time, but it's also Annabeth and Rachel being annoyed with each other time.
Annabeth, can you chill?
No. Time out. We gotta start with our boy Ethan. Ethan Nakamura. You cannot forget about Ethan.
Yeah. Ethan. Yes?
Ethan?
I don't know why Ethan makes such a strong impression, but you're like, Ethan, my best friend. I love you, Ethan.
I know. Like,
Ethan is like, he, as a story device, he's Luke, but not quite so hard.
Yeah.
Like, that's why Ethan works. It's like, Ethan puts out all the, he shows you all the cards and go, this is the reasons everyone's joining. And you're like, oh. You make good points, Ethan. You make good points. I don't like how you're going about it, but you make good points.
Yeah. Luke is just like, I have daddy issues, so I'm gonna, like, kill a bunch of people. And Ethan is just like, no, the system is broken.
I have literally no other choice. Everything sucks. Yeah. Ethan, you
Ethan's
sympathize with him so immediately because he was in this horrible situation. I feel like he, like, fits into, like, this perfect, like, anti-hero slot. Like, you want him to be Zuko. Like, so bad.
It's because of the eye. It's because he's Asian and he has an eye thing.
Oh shit, you're right.
Zuko. It's literally just Zuko. My goodness. I mean, yeah, like, we haven't actually had one of the undetermined kids be mad about their situation yet. But
Yeah.
this is us, like, seeing that.
We saw in, like, literally book 1 that being undetermined fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, seeing this, you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. I guess you wouldn't want to just chill out there forever.
Like, you see it from Percy's perspective for, like, a chapter, and then he gets claimed, and it's like, oh, well, you know, you're a big 3 kid, like, who cares? But Ethan, we don't get his godly parent.
Ethan's basically your everyman in this battle. Because, like, we've had Luke, which is the extreme for one side, daddy issues. He started it all. And then there's the other side, which is Percy and Annabeth, and they're like our heroes. We love those guys. They're great. So Ethan's just like this everyman that's like, but here's the reasons.
Yeah.
This is why this war is happening, guys, by the way. This is why this war is happening.
Yeah, there's no right side. The gods never cared about us. Yeah.
I understand wanting to do something drastic to change a broken system. I don't think they're going about it so good. Probably murders are bad, but...
See, it's just the system that's going to replace it, I think, is worse than the system they've got.
Yeah. Also why are they following a Titan? Oh well.
Yeah, if they weren't... Yeah, exactly. If it was just all half-bloods against the gods, now that I could be on board for.
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
you're so
it's
right.
really a Titan with a half-blood army against the gods. And you're like, no.
Yeah, that's the issue here. That's why we can't root for Ethan and Luke and Kronos. It's just because you guys are, like, literally going to make the word hell.
Literally the only reason.
Kronos is the reason. Yeah, so, but we also do get a lot more Rachel and Annabeth arguing. Rachel is, like, leading them so perfectly through the maze now. Like, they needed to go through that. That's the weird thing.
Yes, Annabeth's, like, mad about it, but, like, that's the way that you go to get to where you need to get to at the labyrinth. I think the labyrinth really only has one path, as Rachel is kind of demonstrating here. She whipped around corners and didn't even hesitate at crossroads. Once she said duck, and we all crouched as a huge axe swung over our heads. The timing. It's perfect. I love that. They're just
so
Indiana
good.
Jonesing around at this point.
Literally, that's what I was thinking.
Also, we lost our dog. It's very sad.
We did lose our dog. I'm very upset. Percy, you should have been
The
paying
dog
more
never
attention.
ran with them.
That's true. But he should have been paying attention to where the dog was.
Pay
Come
attention.
They could have had more help. I don't know what they would have done when they fly out later, though. Yeah. So Annabeth's trying to argue that, like, something's up with Luke, but Percy is not hearing it, because Luke is like, no, don't trust this guy. Not at all.
The personal beef is real.
There's just so much beef here right now. Like, literally, we just have a square of them all being angry at each other.
Everyone's got some sort of beef with someone else, and sometimes it's not. Some of it is more accurate than others.
Yeah. And then Rachel's just like, Percy, you're so blind about why Annabeth's angry right now.
God, this is such a funny scene. For real.
Yep, exactly. Percy, she's angry because you brought another girl. Like, focus. Come on. And then he tries to have a conversation with Rachel, which, doesn't go too well.
Right. Rachel is really obviously feeling some type of way. Like, Annabeth is snipping at her, and Rachel, like, can't even be bothered to respond. She feels really, really bad that she led them into an arena where Percy had to, like, fight a gladiator fight for his life. Like, Rachel is not used to this shit. She almost watched some guy she knows get stabbed to death.
From 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Percy's like, I'm usually about to die. It doesn't matter, it's fine. But yeah, Rachel's like, have you ever had a normal life? Is this normal? Like, calm down. They apparently have nothing in common, because his life is nuts, and she paints and reads.
Not exactly Percy's interests.
She shuts down immediately when he asks about the family. So we can't get into that. Family is complicated, but I think that's kind of the moral of the entire series.
That's the moral of Rick's entire body of work as an author.
His generational trauma. I'm glad that Rick is just like every Disney movie right now. Actually, generational trauma was the true villain all along. Yes. Percy falls asleep. There's a dream. What is the dream? It's Kronos being like, ha ha ha.
I'm Kronos.
That's most of it. And of course, yeah, he does show Tyson and Grover struggling.
He says it's a favor for Percy to thank him for all the help. You know, as you do.
But first time I thought about this when I read that one was, so they've already got the string, so they were trying to go the opposite way to Percy out of the battle arena.
Mm.
So Percy did help them, like, leave the battle arena, and get out of the labyrinth to prepare for the attack. So that's the thanks. That's what he's thanking him for.
That's true. Yeah, but Tyson and Grover are dealing with a giant snake, and we don't get to see what's happening because it goes away and he wakes up, so are they okay?
I like it as an action scene. It's pretty snappy. It's a good cutaway for, the TV show.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, there's another point coming up, which is, like, got TV show written all over it.
Oh, hell yeah. But we can't deal with Tyson and Grover's problems right now, because there's an earthquake.
It's interesting, because it almost makes it feel like they might be nearby, because Grover is playing his pipes, and the ceiling is, like, caving in, and then, when he wakes up, there's an earthquake going on.
Could be related. And then they're in the workshop. They finally found it, and it's the exact opposite of what Annabeth expected.
It's got electric lighting.
Annabeth, this man is like the smartest man to exist, to create like all of these cool things. Why did you think he would still be working by candlelight?
No, but I love it because
cave?
As a reader, like, Annabeth says it's going to be the oldest part of the labyrinth, and you're like, okay, I vibe with that. I buy that. That makes total sense.
Makes sense.
And then once you get to this portion, and it starts being all futuristic and Grady, and there's lights everywhere, you're like, oh my god, he's an inventor! Like, it works so perfectly.
Yeah.
It makes the most logical sense, and with everything you learn about the labyrinth and how it's supposed to be like the most illogical place they've ever gone. So trying to apply logic to the labyrinth, and this is like the final straw of that, of like Annabeth. This is Annabeth's last bit of logic that she's got left to hold on to. And
none.
Boom. Not even that one's right. Like, none of Annabeth's logic worked at all, and it's just supposed to break that down.
What is that the quote, like when Dante entered hell or something? Is it like let go of hope or something, all ye enter? We need something like that, but like let go of logic, all ye who enter the labyrinth. Yeah. I think that's what's going on here, is that the labyrinth purely does not go by logic. Nothing here is logical. It goes just by vibes. Literally. Rachel reads the vibes.
How far in the future can I talk?
This chapter is the farthest you got.
Okay, because, I won't say anything then, but I do, I'm not, okay, I want to say the point. The labyrinth works by emotions, and I've got proof for it, but there's no proof here.
Owen, do you have a Labyrinth episode already?
Not necessarily, but I think I just worked that one out.
Yeah, I think you have a Labyrinth episode to make.
Yeah, everyone look forward to that.
Like, it goes by vibes, purely. Okay, I feel like we gotta dissect some of the things that are in this workshop. I forgot the word. So what we got, he's got a cool, like, artist studio and, like, a thing above, and there's Da Vinci sketches, there's laptops, we have Greek fire. Good shit.
I love the very mundane touches that Rick adds. There's a half-eaten blueberry muffin and a coffee cup, and the laptops all have their screensavers on.
Yeah.
It's so humanizing.
It really is. There's a torture device bronze chair that I'm scared of, but I'm wondering if that's like, maybe it's a reference to the chair that Hera was trapped on when Hephaestus came to Olympus. I'm wondering about this giant metal egg about the size of a man. My thought
is that
here,
the world egg?
I was gonna say, my thoughts are either that's the world egg, or maybe that's like his next automaton body waiting to be hatched.
Yes! Let's do that one.
In
So much
my
better.
brain, the egg is just like the giant penny in the Batcave. Like, there is no explanation, it's just there.
I love it. And then we just have this cool grandfather clock made of glass, so you can just see it all, like, going up in it. Like, all
Like
the gears.
those old
I love
Game
that.
Boys that had the see-through plastic.
It's like my skeleton watch, where it doesn't have the watch face, and I can see all the gears.
That slaps.
But it's a full-on clock, and I love it. Yeah, so Annabeth loves it, Rachel loves it, they're like, he's so smart, he's an artist, yada 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 yada. Percy should love him because he likes blueberry muffins, and that's blue
But
food.
they're not blueberry muffins, but it's blueberry muffins.
It's blueberries. That's, you got halfway
the parts
there.
by the berries are blue, so good enough, I guess.
The berries are called blue.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Yeah, technically, our blueberries are like barely blue.
They're more purple.
Yeah.
But then
They're
purple
alive.
isn't really
Well,
purple wasn't really a colour.
the juice is purple, the berry is blue before you squish it and put it in stuff.
And then the inside's green.
Yeah,
I
nothing
hate all
about
of
them makes
this.
sense.
If you peel a blueberry, it's green.
I hate everything. This is it's all a lie. But it's blue.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Anyways, the exciting thing about this to me is that we're in fucking Colorado Springs. As a child, bro, I lived there. Bro,
Yeah.
I've been to the
Yeah.
Garden of the Gods. I was so fucking excited.
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was.
The Garden of the Gods are
it's a place.
gorgeous. It's a rock formation with like these beautiful bands of, visible sediment, and it's all red and pretty. If you're there like around sunset, perfect. Shit's pretty cool.
I love that. And the name makes sense for why the labyrinth likes it, right?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
God, I miss
so
fucking Colorado.
Annabeth
I need mountains.
meeting Daedalus. Annabeth meets her hero, and she's...
Well, I love this intro here because if your reader has been paying attention, then you've got this already. But, it could be like a slow reveal. Like Rick's giving you a page here to figure this out. Because it's not Daedalus, it's Quintus.
The introductory line for Quintus is like, and then the triple dots at the bottom. It's literally like a TV show. Like,
Yeah.
you see Quintus at the top of the stairs, and then it
Commercial
fades
break.
to black.
Commercial break. That's where it is. Exactly.
You're so right. It's perfect.
Maybe this chapter should be titled Don't Meet Your Heroes.
And then it comes back, and you see the top. Then you see it, and then Anna's just like, you! And then, you move on.
Yeah, the fact that she's so mad, she's just like, I didn't fight a dragon woman, a 3-bodied man, and a psychotic phoenix just to see you. But she did, actually. Like, she literally did.
Yeah.
And he looks so normal, like he's still got his Camp Half-Blood shirt on, he's got a sword. It's like, you're not Daedalus, you're a swordsman. The fact that Percy says that. Oh my goodness.
He's a man of many talents.
He is,
And
truly.
he explains all his talents.
Actually, we have a second commercial break here, which, actually makes me mad. Like we had that perfect one there, and then he's like, I am Daedalus.
I am Daedalus.
Commercial break again. Yeah.
Fade to black.
But, he's a swordsman, he's an architect, he's a scholar, and he plays basketball. The most important thing.
He was
He's
shooting
a
hoops outside
polymath.
of the school,
He is a polymath. Where is the basketball hoop in this, workshop? I think I need that, actually. Okay.
And then, so Daedalus says a real artist must be good at many things, and Rachel says, that's true, I can paint with my feet as well as my hands. Oh, Rachel Elizabeth Dare. And Daedalus is super down for that. He's like, you see, a girl of many talents. He's like
You
fond
just
of
love
Rachel
her.
immediately. It's so good.
They're artists. They get each other.
They're vibing.
And Annabeth is like too mad at him to try to vibe with him. Rachel just doesn't know what's going on, so she's like, it's fine. Okay, so he's an automaton. But this is his 5th automaton body, and that's why his name is in Latin.
It's so good.
That's why his name is in Latin.
See, all this reveal when I first read it when I was younger, I was like, what? No. What? It blew my mind.
Only 5 bodies. That's what's
Yeah,
wild.
he must
to
make
me.
some good-ass automatons.
Hang on.
I mean, maybe, like, he's had this 5th one for a long time. Like, this is, like, you know, the newest version.
So, I mean, yeah, if his normal body lasted about 60 years, and he says he's 2,000 years old at some point, and then we divide that by 5, each automaton averages out about 388 years.
That's not too bad
Average.
for, like, a robot.
Yeah. But, like, you imagine maybe the first one wasn't as good or something.
Right.
And, like,
Right.
he keeps improving upon them, something. I don't know. I want to imagine that this one is, like, maybe 800 years old or something. Like, it's lasted the longest, possibly, because it's the newest one. But, yeah, he's got gears under his skin. It's weird. I think this is the only Rick book where we actually reference, like, your animus and your soul and all of that weird shit. Rick really should have gone into that and how weird it is.
True that.
I can't blame him for not, like, feeling the whole philosophy shtick. It's a lot for the teens to...
Why did he bring it into here? Why wasn't he like, I will transplant my brain into a robot?
Because this works better. It's magic. I like it. I like it as, like, a little... Like, her saying animus doesn't, like, twig you as weird if you don't know what that is. But if you do know what that is, you're like, oh, that makes sense. It's a Greek concept.
It twigs me as, like, we should have had more of this. I wanted it developed. Just because it's only in this book, as far as I can recall. But we do have the brand that Athena gave him. That's the one thing that follows him, even though he's a robot.
Stuck to his soul, not his body. Jeez, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, get with the times.
I mean,
Get on the times. He's a soul transferring maniac. It's like something's got to stick.
Is a murderer's brand a thing elsewhere? Am I remembering that right? Or is that something that they just made up right now?
I mean, I don't know.
Getting branded for crimes is definitely a thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I have no... It's definitely... If it's not a thing in the real world, it's definitely a thing in books, which makes me think it's a thing in the real world.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a thing. I can't really place it, though.
Okay, well.
But yeah, I believe I had to cut this part out when we talked about, the Perdix myth, but this, either somebody edited the Wikipedia, or it actually was in the original myth that, Athena places the brand on him in the shape of a partridge, because that's what she turned Perdix into.
Right.
So... And then we have to talk about his motivations for why the fuck he was spying on them, and whose side he's actually on.
He's on his own side. He works for himself.
He's on no one's side. He's barely on his own side, honestly, because he kind of fucks himself over. But the fact that this is all about cheating death, this is very Sisyphus, actually. Like, literally the guy who kidnapped Thanatos, to try to, like, hide and get out of the underworld. It's, I don't know, it's very interesting to me that he just was trying to not die, because then everything would catch up with him.
He was a scaredy cat.
I don't, again, can't really blame him. Minos clearly hates his fucking guts, and don't really want to be at his mercy.
But Minos is blaming Daedalus when everything was actually his own fault.
Yeah.
Not to be that guy, but Minos is a dude.
Yeah, you're correct. He's a man, therefore he sucks. Sorry, Owen.
They really should not have made this guy a judge. He's petty as fuck. Okay,
who are the other 2 judges of the dead? Let me double check that, because I want to say
William
they're
Shakespeare.
not in the Rick verse.
It's the only one I know.
One of them is his brother, but they are in fact all sons of Zeus, I believe.
Yeah.
That seems suspicious. They're stacking the deck.
They really are.
I'm entitled to a trial of my peers.
I believe it's something like, because it's literally like Hades' domain, Zeus has to have, like, some control over where people go. He's trying to assert his dominance, even though it's not even his world, you know? Like, it's fucked up, but, like...
Zeus being Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus being Zeus. Okay.
Just Zeus things.
Yeah, it's Minos' brother, Rhadamanthus, and then some other guy, Aeacus, are the judges of the dead. They are all sons of Zeus. Yeah, we have nothing currently on, like, why, but that's my personal headcanon for why they would be there, Zeus just trying to assert dominance.
Right.
But it is very interesting here that it's like Minos is the judge of the final vote. So I feel like that's kind of important based on like how Rick has him here as being,
tiebreaker man.
Yeah, Rick has him here as being like that terrifying, like he's gonna fuck over Daedalus. He's got the last vote, so he really could fuck him over. So Daedalus has a dog.
He loves his dog so much. I'm so pleased.
Like, it's so random, but it's so good. It's just like, I mean, yeah, if you're 2,000 years old, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get a dog.
Yeah, he doesn't have any friends. He's hiding from death. Like...
And yet he has a hellhound? He stole a dog from death.
Maybe they sent a dog after him and he was like, great, my dog now?
Wait, actually, what if this dog was sent to...
found it wandering the labyrinth.
No, this dog was sent to hunt him down, and then they became friends against all the odds. Just because it's adorable.
So,
yeah,
we've heard so much bad shit about Daedalus. Everybody's like, he's not gonna help you, he sucks, he killed his nephew, he's a bad dude, he has so much trauma. He's, once again, very, very humanized in this chapter. He says, of course the whistle worked, Percy, I like you. And I feel guilty. He feels guilty about Perdix. He feels guilty about his son. He wants to make amends. That's his explanation for the bullshit that he has pulled. But it didn't really work out.
You know what I just realized? Okay. So we already mentioned that, like, Perdix literally reminded Percy of Nico. What if, like, so Perdix is supposed to be equivalent to Nico. Icarus would be equivalent to Annabeth, who has this, like, undying, like, thinks that Daedalus, like, knows no wrong. Like, before this, at least. You know?
And so, unlike Icarus, who kept that faith until it betrayed him, Annabeth is disillusioned by meeting her hero.
Yeah. Well, that's because, you live long enough, you see yourself become the villain, right? Isn't that how it goes? You die a hero, see yourself become the villain? Yeah. And then I guess, I don't know, Percy is Theseus and Rachel is Ariadne.
Guess that works. I don't want Percy to be Theseus, though. He sucks.
It's the Poseidon thing, and also that's the only character left. Unless you want to say Percy's the Minotaur. But, like, we've already had the literal comparison of Rachel to Ariadne, so that works there. And, like, yeah. But I don't know where I was going with this besides, like, that I don't know, that parallels kind of seem very cool, like, with him being, like, the old wise mentor and these being, like,
Percy
related.
Is Theseus because he likes him, so he helps him. Sorry.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, or at least tries to.
Yeah.
I just before we move right along, I just want to emphasize, like, how much I like his characterization here. He really does feel like an ancient immortal human who has logic and reasons and has matured a lot, but still makes decisions that we wouldn't agree with because, like, his perspective as an immortal is so different from ours.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
Rick does a very good job with that.
Yeah. I'd also just like to talk about the fact that Luke is, like, so obsessed with Ariadne's string, but Daedalus is like, no, a mortal with clear-sightedness would work better, but Luke just...
Right. But Luke is fixated on a magic item, a MacGuffin. Yeah, that's interesting too. It feels like the kind of short-sightedness that a villain would have.
It also just seems like very, like, okay, Luke, you really hated being that person on a quest that searched for a MacGuffin. Why are you going back to that? Like, why
old
has
patterns.
That become your goal?
Yeah.
You hated the old patterns. Why are you going back to them?
It's hard to break out of our cycles of trauma.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So they're late. Luke already has the string. It might not be perfect, but it'll do the job, and they're gonna get to Camp Half-Blood. They were on their way there already. Although some of them double back, as you can see, because they found Nico. And, they gotta now kill Daedalus.
And Percy, and Annabeth, and Rachel, because she's there.
Yeah.
They don't even care about Rachel. They're just like, she's doing something in the background. Whatever.
Yeah, turns out that when you make deals with the people who want to, like, genocide, they often don't keep up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, they don't keep their word at all. And Luke is mysteriously absent from this. He's doing other things. He's
busy.
Busy.
It's fine. Kelly's here, though, because of course she is.
Yeah, she had to return again. Evil cheerleader. I love that Annabeth kills her. Stabs her in the back.
So it's a good thing that Rachel is here and nobody particularly cares about her, because she's the one who is able to have the idea to prep the wings so they can, get out of Dodge.
Yeah. And here, another reason why I think this is a good for Minos chapter. This is where we learn about the Ghost King thing. Who's
the Ghost King?
It's Nico. It's
so
my
good.
boy,
Nico's the Ghost King.
my son. No, I am. I'm the Ghost King. Fuck you. Literally.
Skeleton.
He's the son of Hades. He controls ghosts. Why would Minos have any control of them?
Also, that's going to be a great line in the show.
It is.
Like, he's got to stab his sword into the ground and everything.
It'll become the next I Am Iron Man, right? Right?
I missed it while we were going through. But the reason that Nico went back into the labyrinth is because Minos told him that Percy and the crew were in danger, and he was trying to help them. I love Nico so much.
Good boy. Listen, I think Nico's a Hufflepuff. This is my personal headcanon about him. He's just a tiny loyal boy who wants to help his friends.
Nico both wants friends and doesn't believe he should have them.
Yes, exactly. I relate so much.
Yeah, the reason that Nico hated Percy was because of his loyalty to his sister, so I think we should examine Hufflepuff rage more often.
Exactly. Yeah. So Nico's a badass. He is the Ghost King. Minos, why the fuck would he have any control over these ghosts? Yes, you are a ghost. Yes, you are a king. No, this is the son of Hades. This is the son of the Lord of the Dead, the Lord of the Underworld. He can control them. You cannot.
Yeah, this is Nico's domain. You're
that's
just
all I
a
gotta
son
say
of
about
Zeus.
that.
It's not as much as Zeus wants it to be under his thumb. Not so much.
I'm just picturing Nico just going over and over again.
That's all you gotta do. Just...
And then like black light coming out from cracks in the ground, and
yeah,
that's the zombies / skeletons coming up.
Also, I feel like I forgot to say Kelly's final words. No school spirit.
God, please.
Anyway, Annabeth killed the cheerleader because, the nerd has to get rid of the cheerleader by the end, right?
Yeah, this is obviously a teen movie from the 90s.
It is! Alright, so Rachel has gotten us the wings. They're gonna work, I guess, I hope.
Percy still wants to help Daedalus and save him from all these monsters and whatnot, because he's the best boy possible, and Daedalus doesn't want to leave because he wants to save his dog. Everyone's good here. It's if this was an Am I the Asshole post, the answer is NTA.
Percy trusts this man because he has a dog. And this dog is the best dog in the world.
Anyone who treats their dog well is implicitly trustable.
Listen, who's the best judge of character? Dogs and kids. So, just saying. That's all I gotta say, is that, Percy's this dog is beautiful and wonderful, and he likes this guy, so I think this guy might be worth saving. Also, I don't know. I don't think Percy wants anyone to just, get killed by a monster.
That's because Percy's a good boy.
Yeah. So they have to fly, and as I realized that they had to fly, I'm so glad that Thalia is not here.
It would be an absolute vibe if it was, though. It'd be hilarious. They would have to throw her out the window, no doubt.
Well, yes, they would be
Thalia
pushing
would
her.
get classic defenestrated.
It would be one of those situations where everyone has to jump out of the plane, and she's like, no, I'll go last, I don't want to go yet. And then, Annabeth just pushes her,
Yep.
No, actually, I think it would be Rachel.
No, that
Rachel would be the one to
happened
push her.
already. Percy already pushed her out of something, didn't he?
Did this happen? I don't remember, actually.
That feels like something that happened to me.
That just sounds like it's canon. But I think Rachel's the one who would just, kick her out of the window. Just be like, get out of here already, we're done. Yeah, I can't wait to see if they crash or not. Also, Percy's going in the sky. That's also bad for him. So,
I'm sure
It's
it's
all-
fine.
It's low-level flying. It's basically jumping.
It is, but also,
It's falling with style. Now, let's be realistic here. What is about to occur is falling with style.
That's true. Let's not imagine these wings as being, beautiful bird wings, but actually Buzz Lightyear wings. But made of, bronze.
Yeah. Sounds right to me.
It's canon.
When you think about it, Percy did just fall into the sky to escape from a son of Zeus. The situation could not be worse.
You're not wrong. But also, he's a son of Zeus that's dead. When you're dead, do you still have demigod powers? Did Minos even have demigod powers? It's unclear. Yeah. Well, that is the chapter, my dudes. We've cut to black. We've gone to commercial.
They ran away from the situation again.
Yay! We've run away. So, Owen, where can the people find you on the internet?
On the internet, you can search for the podcast Through the Mist on however you're listening to this. Just go in the little search bar, type Through the Mist, and come up. It's the one with the pink text. That's me. As stated earlier, it's a Royal University podcast where we look at the law and try to understand how it all works. So, yeah, come along, have some fun, join us in the conversation, and get confused with me.
Very, very confused. At all times.
Yeah.
I think I'm the one who inspired you to talk about, Luke falling and how the fuck he survived that.
Yeah, you did.
So, yep. Good stuff. Owen takes people's questions. If you're so confused about a lore thing, go and ask Owen. And now, friends, what media have you been consuming that you'd want to plug on the podcast?
Oh shit! I knew I had an idea earlier this week.
Well, if no one else is gonna go, I guess I will go. My plug, I think this is the first time I've done this here, but I'm gonna plug a different Rick Riordan book because guess what came out this week?
Oh boy!
It's The Sun and the Star! At least when we're recording this, it came out. It'll be a month later when this... recording is weird. Time is an illusion, and so is death. Yeah. But it's good. It's a good book. I like it. Also, it is in fact an eco book. So it's about my son and my boy.
The full title is The Sun and the Star, a Nico D'Angelo adventure.
I forgot that there was a little tagline on that. I thought that was just part of the whatever.
It's on the front cover. It's part of the title.
There we go. It is, in fact. Yeah, go read it if you have read the other 15 Rick books. There are spoilers for all the things. You can have to read Percy Jackson, the Olympians, Here's Olympus, and Trials of Apollo. There's a major Trials of Apollo spoiler on the literal inside jacket of the book. So just maybe read the things first. But if you don't mind spoilers, go ahead. Yeah. Anyone else have things?
I came up with one.
All right, Owen, what you been consuming?
Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay.
It's just a great, funny show. But also all about how to be a good boy, good human. So yeah,
just like you.
Watch Ted Lasso's good fun. It's funny, it's dumb, but also morals and football.
Good shit. We stand. All right, Raye, come on, give it to me. Is it Homestuck again?
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I've been thinking about. So fuck me, I guess.
Maybe later.
I nice. Yeah, I've been thinking about Fullmetal Alchemist also, but I think I already did that once also. So
at least once.
Yeah. So I'm kind of trapped here. What I actually want to recommend to people, but that isn't something that I can actually recommend because I don't have a specific thing, is the concept of lyric comics, which are my favorite fandom thing. Everyone
yourself.
Just does animatics now, but the classic lyric comic where you just have beautifully rendered pieces of art to go with your fandom and your lyrics of your song. God, it's so good. The Homestuck fandom is the perfect place for those. There were so fucking many of them. I've been rewatching them and crying. It's the most beautiful piece of derivative art that is also its own piece of art. Because it's based off of a song and a fandom, and then you combine those things with your own artistic message. I I cry. Angels sing.
Alright.
So I recommend you look up lyric comics on YouTube, I guess. That's my actual plug for this week.
Okay. So that's just making me think of like we've been in this fandom for a while. If you know like the Viria art and how she literally did those things, but with like how far we've come and
classic.
What else? There was Come On.
Also classic. I've seen many of those.
What was the Imagine Dragons song?
Demons?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Demons.
Radioactive?
If it's not Radioactive, then it's probably It's Time, or is that what that song's called? I can never remember.
It's time to begin.
So this is what you meant when you said that you were spent.
Nothing left to say.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to begin. Yeah.
No, it's nothing left to say.
No.
Yeah, it was a really big Nico vibes, that one.
Again, I'll cry.
These are all like Heroes of Olympus lyric comics, and people made like YouTube videos of them to go with the song. So they're all on like my Percy Jackson playlists.
Hey, send that shit to me. Send that shit directly into my brain.
I will. Good shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we got there. We got to a real recommendation eventually.
So I do in fact know what lyric comics are, but only because of Viria. Cool.
I've wanted Percy Jackson ones for a long time. It's been I didn't know how to find them, so good. Thank you.
I don't know
for
how to
saving
find
my life
ones
here.
that people are currently making, because I don't think I follow anyone who makes those. But
right.
Yeah.
That's what Raye's saying. They need to become a thing again. Make it a thing again.
Yeah, bring them back, please.
Make it a thing again.
Are you telling me to do it? Because
Yes.
I do art? Okay.
Telling the universe to do it.
I'll try my best.
Anyone that's good at video editing and putting pictures together against music, do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, I'm gonna release us from this mortal coil. I think that's just the ending of the podcast now, is that we reference, like, releasing from this place.
And break!
But, yeah, y'all get out of my fucking cabin, because I'm gonna go defenestrate myself, and fly away.
Fly into the sun like a fucking piece of garbage.
That's
a Homestuck meme, I'm sorry.
Is Icarus a piece of garbage?
Yes.
See, you said that, and my brain went Lego Batman for the Lego movie.
Good.
A huge thank you to Matt for being our Great Big God Complex Patreon. You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr, and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send us an iris message through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about episodes and anything Percy Jackson related. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology. No promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can find me, Raye, at HeyHeyRaye, spelled R-A-Y-E, on Twitter. If you want to hear more from me, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
And you can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mac. That's M-A-C-K. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Eldest Gods is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast, that follows the true hero of the Avatar The Last Airbender series, the Cabbage Cart Guy.
Coffee, tea, honor, cabbage. Long ago, the four elements lived in harmony. Then, shit went totally cray when the Avatar attacked. Only the Cabbage Man, merchant of fine cruciferous vegetables, could stand against his trolling. But when the world needed some dank veg, he vanished. 10 years have passed, and my partner and I have started a new podcast.
My cabbages! An Avatar podcast.
A weekly show about Avatar The Last Airbender. Whether it's Sokka's new line of cologne.
Hey, look at you, sitting there on a seal. Well, now look back at me. I'm on an even bigger seal. Now look away.
D&D related antics.
You have to make an acrobatics check for that, and Aang just unzips his pants and whips out his d20s. He's just like, I got this.
Or randomly breaking into song.
Go bending waterfall.
We'll stumble our way through the greatest show ever made, one episode at a time.
You can reach us at CabbageCast, which is our Twitter, or
subscribe wherever you catch pod.
Rotten cabbages? What kind of slum do you think this is?
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
Oh, and I think you said you were a son of Athena? Yes? No? Maybe so?
I don't know what I am, really. It would make sense, to be Athena or Hephaestus, but, never officially bona fide it.
Do we need to have a claiming ceremony for Owen?
We could offer our unsure guests to be in the Hermes cabin. You could be unclaimed.
I have offered that to people before. But then DJ was like, you know what, I'll just go with Poseidon. It's fine. Just
we don't get a lot of people who
cabin.
go big three. I guess Hades is more popular because everybody likes to be goth, but
me, as I'm wearing a white t-shirt, I'm goth.
So goth.
Listen, I took off my nail polish because anxiety, and also it was coming off anyway. Mm-hmm. So I feel the need to rip it off. Yeah. Okay. Well, Owen, what do you want? Do you want to be unclaimed? Do you want to?
Yeah, let's make me unclaimed. Let's do that.
Cool. Owen, the unclaimed from Cabin 12.
Yeah, I will vibe with that.
As an ADHD person, I've also never made a decision in my life.
You were immediately like, I'm a child of Dionysus. So shut the fuck up.
That's because I think he's funny.
So you also think you're funny.
I've never said that about myself. God, I wish I was.
Dave X Media.